Today's story's name is A Lesson in Justice. Alexander, the king of Macedon, wished to become the master of the whole world. He led his armies through many countries. He plundered cities, he burned towns, he destroyed thousands of lives. At last, far in the east, he came to a land of which he had never heard. The people there knew nothing about war and conquest. Although they were rich, they lived simply and were at peace with all the world. The Shah, or the ruler of these people, went out to meet Alexander and welcome him to their country. He led the great king to his palace and begged that he would dine with him. When they were seated at the table, the servants of the Shah stood by to serve the meal. They brought in what seemed to be fruits, nuts, cakes, and other delicacies. But when Alexander would eat, he found that everything was made of gold. "What?" said he. "Do you eat gold in this country? We ourselves eat only common food," answered the Shah, "but we have heard that it was the desire for gold which caused you to leave your own country, and so we wish to satisfy your appetite." "It was not for gold that I came here," said Alexander. "I came to learn the customs of your people." "Very well then," said the Shah. "Stay with me a little while and observe what you can." While the Shah and the king were talking, two countrymen came in. "My lord," said one, "we have had a disagreement and wish you to settle the matter." "Tell me about it," said the Shah. "Well, it is this way," answered the man. "I bought a piece of ground from this neighbor of mine and paid him a fair price for it. Yesterday, when I was digging in it, I found a box full of gold and jewels. This treasure does not belong to me, for I bought only the ground, but when I offered it to my neighbor, he refused it." The second man then spoke up and said, "It is true that I sold him the ground, but I did not reserve anything he might find in it. The treasure is not mine, and therefore I am unwillingly to take it." The Shah sat silent for a while, as if in thought. Then he said to the first man, "Have you a son?" "Yes, a young man of promise," was the answer. The Shah turned to the second man. "Have you a daughter?" "I have," answered the man, "a beautiful girl." "Well then, this is my judgment. Let the son marry the daughter. If both agree, and give them the treasure as a wedding portion." Alexander listened with great interest. "You have judged wisely and rightly," said he to the Shah. "But in my own country we should have done differently." "What would you have done?" "Well, we should have thrown both men into prison, and treasure have been given to the king." "And is that what you call justice?" asked the Shah. "We call it policy," said Alexander. "Then let me ask you a question," said the Shah. "Does the sun shine in your country?" "Surely." "Does the rain fall there?" "Oh yes." "Is it possible? But are there any gentle, harmless animals in your field?" "A great many." "Then," said the Shah, "it must be that the sun shines and the rain falls for the sake of these poor beasts. For men so unjust to not deserve such blessings." It's a truly inspirational tale and a great example of excellent moral values. Despite being written over 100 years ago, the story is still relevant today. If you're looking for some inspirational stories, consider subscribing. Thank you.